Yeah, so there's our update. We're just wanted to thank you all for your support and your comments and your views and your likes from 2022. We were really excited with all the projects that we were able to accomplish. Making these videos and showing you guys an update every week keeps us motivated and keeps us moving forward. So we couldn't do this without you.
Definitely. Holds us accountable.
And all right, so my job today is to get this guy reinstalled. So as we talked about previously, Quadrant. So this is the original. They actually don't make these anymore, but we did have it sandblasted and refinished. So let's go through that and see what this thing looks like. All right, so let's check this out. So again, couldn't get a new one of these. They don't make them anymore. So we had the original one sandblasted. And then Devin's dad, had these little reinforcing plates made up out of 316 stainless on either side. Because this ear here just didn't really look very sturdy. So having that made up is going to help with that. Then these run the cables. So they'll go from the inside steering out to this quadrant here. And as you tug on the cable on either side, it moves this. And your rudder post is here, so that's what turns your boat. So you get some mechanical leverage on your rudder post. So yeah. But my job now is I'm gonna clean it up. There is some like aluminum shavings and stuff for when this was, we had some work done to it. So I'm just gonna clean it up, degrease it, probably spray some metal protectant on it just to help it out a little bit more. And then we have new hardware for these four, so I'm gonna get that installed with our anti-seize. So yeah, probably do anti-seize on these as well and back here as well. So when it comes time to actually running the real cable to these thimbles here, it'll all be ready to go. We just basically have to hook it up. So yeah, that is the job for today. Let's get that started. It's 44 degrees out, and here we have the little panther, kind of in the sun and definitely warm. What's up, good girl? Yeah, it's up, good girl. She's helping daddy with the projects. Okay, just wanted to give you guys a cat tax. Let's get this thing degreased and cleaned up. Okay, look at that. Got this thing on, just the one half on, and then this cap slides onto there. But I wanted to show you guys something to watch out for when you are ordering new hardware. So you guys know I love new hardware, but do you see how the meat of the bolt actually goes through where it's going to be on the rudder post here? So the bolt is the strongest in that meat part, and that meat part goes all the way through back to here. So the threads are only right there. When you order your bolts, you want your meat to end right like that, right where you have your strength, right where you want the most strength, because the bolt is going to want to break off here in the threads, or really right there at the end of the meat. And so if you have your meat where you want the, where the strength needs to be, that's really what you want to see. So I wanted to point that out. And so when you do your ordering, make sure you understand your thread length, of course the thread size, and the diameter of the bolt and all that, but the thread length is really, really important to pay attention to, because what you wouldn't want is you wouldn't want those threads to end at the end of our rudder shaft or inside the rudder shaft. That doesn't give you as much strength as having that meat stick all the way through. So pointing that out, let's go ahead and stick our ears on here. It goes like that. Yep. And then we've got our bolts ready to go for here. Then we've got our attachment points for the steering cable that runs along here. So let's go ahead and continue getting this all hooked up. All right, so I test fit this. Everything lined up properly. And then I noticed that the actual rudder stock here, the rudder post, was pretty gross. So I cleaned that up really good with just like a biodegradable, like degreaser type thing, some brushes and a rag, and it's looking a lot better. So yeah, now let's get this thing bolted on for good. I wanted to do the test fit first to make sure it all worked, and then I'll bolt it back together with the anti-seize, because the anti-seize is pretty messy, pretty gross. If you get it on your clothes or on the fiberglass, it's pretty hard to get off. So I only wanted to kind of put that on last. So yeah, that's a good update. And yeah, I think once we get that done, I don't know, we'll see what's next, but let's go ahead and do this first and give you guys an update. This is pretty freaking exciting because fingers crossed, this really should last us another, well, the boat's 38 years old, so it should last us, or last the boat, another 38 years, really. All right, let's keep it going. Cool, check it out, it's on. It's on there nice and tight, no real play whatsoever. The only that's you're hearing this up here, the old autopilot on. So there's no play in this. We've got anti-seize all up in there, lock washers on there, really good. So yeah, I am happy with that. The next thing I'm gonna do is take this stuff and just spray it on the aluminum. That'll help keep moisture off and protect it. So this is good stuff. It's actually lanolin based, which is a wool wax. So it's like kind of more natural, and I mean, you shouldn't like eat it or anything, but yeah, it's like a more natural corrosion protectant. So we'll just give this Quadrant here a good coating of that, and then we'll go from there. All right, check it out. This is installed and ready to receive the steering cables. So I don't yet have this is for the inside steering, so I don't yet have the conduit and that steering set up, so I haven't run those cables, but when we do, they'll hook on right here, and then that one right there. So they kind of just wrap around and go into here, and then this, the tugs on that, and it turns the Quadrant. So yeah, and then look how nice Dad did these little reinforcing caps here to spread the load evenly, more evenly around these ears. Isn't that cool? And then this is tight, but look, it has some play in it so that because the steering will never be exactly square, so depending on how you turn the wheel, this could go up or down a little bit. And so this play in here is gonna allow for that. It won't go up and down that much, right? But it'll go up and down a little bit. So yeah, it'll never be exactly square. So anyway, I'm rambling. But I'm really, really happy because this thing is installed. It looks amazing. Look how it just looks so amazing. Devin will, I would show you guys a before and after here. Just how incredible does that look? It just looks clean and strong. So, yeah, anyways, job well done. And on to the next one. Okay, so because we were able to clean up and get the Quadrant installed, I thought I would come out here to the pedestal and get these bolts replaced. So we have these new hardware to replace these old bolts. Now, these bolts would be fine. I just don't like how they sit on top like that. The new bolts are designed to go into the pedestal a little better. So let's get these pulled out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Much better. Look at that. So nice and flush, because compared to that over there, nice and flush compared to this. That's gonna catch your toe, it's gonna catch dirt, debris, whatever. But this is real pretty. And look at that, it even says 316 right there on it. That's the type of stainless that you want on a boat. 316. How cool is that? Yeah, that looks good. So let's go ahead and get the rest of those in. All right, check it out. Got these in. Got some nice squeeze out from the butyl here. Looks good. And then that one's in too. Look at how many, remember how many holes were there? Look at that, it's still amazing. Got a little bit of squeeze out there too. This one, a little bit more. So I'm really happy with how they fit up here. That's ideal. Like, it's just flush, and you're not gonna stub your toe on these. The problem is, let's go down below. The problem is, I ordered them too short. So look, well, first off, let's just admire that backing plate. It's like a mirror finish. It's amazing. Look how thick it is. I just can't get over it. Anybody that's gonna come in here, I'm gonna be like, check that out. Okay, but anyway, look at my bolt doesn't even go all the way through to my lock washer. And then this one over here is so short that I couldn't even use my bolt doesn't go long enough to even get on my nylock nut. Over here, it's not long enough where I couldn't even get the nut on there when there was a washer in place. So I thought I had measured and measured and measured. Clearly I didn't measure well enough. So, but the prototype works. The prototype being the flush fit heads up there. That's really nice. So I'm just gonna get the same hardware, but longer. I won't need nuts or washers. I just need the bolts. So, well, we'll get those on order. At least we know that it works. And the flush bolt head is really, really nice and fancy. So, but that's okay. Just a little more weight to have that fully dialed in. All right, guys. Hope you like this one. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of love for this boat, and it's totally worth it. You know, like we're putting a lot of time, money, energy, blood, sweat, tears into this boat, because we know it's going to be worth it in the end. It's going to be safe. It's going to be comfortable. And yeah, it's going to take us to a lot of cool places. So I appreciate you guys following along and doing this adventure with us, and really, like, making these videos really keeps us going. Knowing that we have a video, we want to, you know, a commitment every week to get a video out, just kind of gives us a little extra motivation. It's so easy to just sit on the settee and watch Netflix, or, you know, but nobody wants to see a video of us doing that. let's do some boat work together. So we're doing the boat work together. That's motivating. And one day we'll be sailing together. That'll be really nice. All right, that's enough talk. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.